Hello there to all of my Aquarius friends. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald, and this is your reading for the energy for August 2021. As I tap into your energy here, Aquarius, I definitely feel as though this is going to be a month for you where there's just this whole transformation energy surrounding you, lots of change coming your way, and I do feel as though I'm seeing the phoenix spirit for you for sure. This bird comes in and brings this amazing death and rebirth. Okay, so let's get into it here. What I really feel here in the beginning of the month, the 1st through the 7th for you, the first card that comes up is the Seven of Cups. So Aquarius, I feel as though you have lots of options, right? Lots of possibilities, opportunities, and you are ready to explore that now. I do feel as though in the past you have felt as though you've been a bit of an acrobat, like people saying to you, jump, and you say, how high? And so you were under scrutiny, maybe even, where there's a lot of critical people that were surrounding you and kind of criticizing maybe every move that you made. And this isn't your style, right? Like Aquarians, they don't like to be under scrutiny. They don't like to be out in the public eye. They really value their privacy. And so they like to keep things to themselves, and so I do feel as though you're feeling a little bit defensive with this, and the Two of Wands comes in with the Seven of Swords, or Wands. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. The Seven of Wands. So the Two of Wands with the Seven of Wands. So I feel as though this is got you a little bit feeling defensive, feeling like you always have to stand up for yourself, and this is ultimately just dragging you down, and you don't want to do this anymore. It's really like a huge burden to you, but somehow you felt like you owed it to somebody, you felt responsible for somebody. But I do feel there's some resistance coming in for you now, where you're feeling like this isn't something that I have to do. I don't owe anybody anything anymore. And so, or at all, ever, right? But maybe you're waking up to the fact, right, that you don't have to do something that you don't want to do. And the song that I'm hearing with this is that beautiful inspirational song by Andra Day, that Rise Up song. And so you're tired, you're broken, but you're ready to just rise up, rise to the occasion, set a new example for others to rise to for you, right? Like you are going to rise to a new level, and they either meet you or they don't, right? They will radiate out of your existence if they're not ready to meet you where you are, because your growth game is strong, and it's time for them to see your worth, okay? And so, you're ready to meet this challenge. You kind of love a challenge, right? And so this is where you're going with that. I do feel like even though you love the challenge, you feel a little bit scared of your shadow still. And when I speak of shadow, I actually was shown by a spirit like someone who's standing in the sun and they see their shadow. Not that you're scared of seeing that shadow. This is talking about your shadow self in terms of what healing you still have to do within, where you have to kind of confront your fears, confront your emotions, right? Really sit with those things so that they can come up, so you can process them to heal. So that is really the shadow self, that we have to work through some of those fears and allow ourselves to feel some of those things so we can release them, because when we release them, we're no longer closing ourselves off to joy. We're allowing new emotions to allow to present, new opportunities to present, right? And so we create new space within for new energy, and that will be like a huge weight off your shoulders as you do that. So I do feel like you're pretty determined to do that, and I think this is a big change for you. I don't think that ordinarily you've allowed yourself the time and space to process those emotions, but I feel like you're ready. I feel you know, like this, like I said, the phoenix, this death and this rebirth, where you're going to be transforming some of this despair, this feelings of you know, being down and out in this despair, into one of victory. You're going to be rising from the ashes like the phoenix does. And so this fire energy, this fire element is going to be big for you, because you're going to be burning away all of that old energy, old stuff, and you're going to be transforming into something, this beautiful bird, right? Like this phoenix, you know, and they've got beautiful, vibrant colors, right? And you're going to be seeing maybe the world with new eyes, new perspective, seeing all of these beautiful colors like you haven't seen them before, maybe new, seeing it with new eyes, right? Seeing maybe the same situations, but you'll see it and feel it on a deeper level as you release some of these old emotions. And so allowing yourself to feel joy more fully, and some really amazing things coming in for you. So I feel, you know, you might be thinking about right now, like, what is my next course of action? You might kind of be plagued with this feeling of like, what am I doing? What's my next course of action? And maybe feeling a little bit stuck by that, because not only with the death card and the change, right, that's coming in with that death card in the rebirth, but there's the Eight of Swords that was on the bottom of the deck there as well. So, but understanding that you aren't as stuck as you think you are. Again, looking back, there is, with that Seven of Cups, a beautiful world of possibilities out there for you. It's just being mindful of what you're choosing and the repercussions that come with each of those you know, consequences. If you get the snake, you could get bit, right? But if you're picking the castle, if you keep going, keep plugging away, and taking inspired action towards that, or the jewels, right? Like, beautiful things are still on the horizon for you. So I love that energy. I do feel there's going to be a bit of a disappearing act that you're going to see happening around you, in terms of people kind of falling away from you, people that no longer resonate, because they are not going to rise to the occasion like you need them to. Okay, don't be scared of that though, because when people start to radiate out of your existence, it creates space for people that are now on your level still, right, or on this new level that you're on, to come in for you. And what that does is, that's new opportunities, new connections, and someone that can teach you new things, right? And so just being open to those things as they start to happen around you, not to be scared of that, okay? But to embrace that, be open, okay? Be open to those things as they happen. The 8th through the 14th of August for you, Aquarius, we have the Star card, and here you are in your own element. I love that. This is the Aquarius card. You know, I feel like with that too, it's about looking at how you connect with yourself. And I do feel like this month for you, it would be very beneficial for you to be by the water, be in water, right? Even though you are an air sign, I do feel that this is something that could be very nurturing to you. I do feel like dancing and moving your body, exercising, getting out in nature, things like that would be really good for you as well. And it will help you to connect with your intuition and help you to clear out some of those things in your energy. And so, you know, I feel like, you know, Spirit's saying, like, bust a move, get out there on the dance floor, right? And so really bringing in joy with the dance is what the key is there as well, because you want to replace those feelings that you're shedding, some of that despair and old feelings and things like that, with some good feeling stuff, okay? I do feel like you're going to be processing a lot of hopes and dreams and fears as you navigate this week of the 8th through the 14th. So really, again, allowing yourself the time and space to do so, and being patient with yourself, gentle with yourself as you do those things. And I think, you know, also being open and communicating those needs to other people. What is it that you're needing is really, really important at this time, because they can't guess. And so maybe they can, but you know, so that they can anticipate your needs. But I think that that is really important for you. It's beneficial for you to start to communicate some of that stuff, because it helps you to process that stuff too, okay? So being open is going to be really good for you this week. So, I feel like sometimes it's hard for you to see past how you've always done things, and so just being, cognizant of that, acknowledging that is going to help you to maybe be open to new ways. So just knowing that, like, okay, this isn't gonna work anymore. If I continue to do things the way that I've always done them, I'm gonna get the same result, and I'm not gonna be waiting around for something new to show up for me when I'm still banging my head on the same wall, kind of, so to speak, right? So really tapping into what drives you, and I think that, like, really tapping into your passions is really important. So, like, what's your why? And out of this, like, I feel like you could be really doing things because you don't want to be where you are, right? Or you don't want to go back to who you were or where you were, right? So that could really be something that's pushing you toward doing well for yourself and doing some of this inner work that you have to do, and confronting some of those fears and stuff, and processing your hopes and dreams, and starting to take some action toward those things. But also, so what's your why in terms of, I think also maybe, you might be doing it out of love that you have for somebody else, but at the end of the day, you also need to be doing it out of love that you have for yourself. So connecting with yourself, like I said, is really, really important. So reflecting on some of those things that you do, that you enjoy doing, and how you can connect with yourself is so important here, because you need to redistribute some of that energy that you're putting into other people and bring it back to yourself, because you need to be able to be giving from that cup of overflow. You have to be able to fill your own cup first, okay? And so where are you putting yourself on the scale in terms of, like, other people up here, and then, so just trying to balance it out just a little bit more, okay? As we move into the 15th through the 21st, for you Aquarius, we have the 8 of Wands. Okay, the 8 of Wands, the 10 of Cups, the 3 of Cups also came out. The 10 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. And then with the Knight of Cups, they also came out, okay? So with this, I'm really feeling like you're going to be wanting to share joy this week with others. After good news comes in, I do feel like maybe even a job offer could be coming in. And this news has the potential to really, really, really make you feel good, okay? And I think this is more about your self-esteem, and you're going to feel really proud of yourself, okay? And this is going to really, like, help you to fill your cup and to nourish you a bit, right? And so that you will be giving from that overflow, like I talked about. But I think we have a tendency here to define our worth based on external circumstances, and I think that we're quick to forget about all of the things that make us valuable as human beings. And so we have to be mindful of not only the skills that we bring to the table in terms of, like, what we're taking to a job and what we offer there, but also what makes us valuable as a human being or a person within a relationship. What assets are you bringing to the table there? So when you are being your most genuine and authentic and loving self, those things make us very, very valuable as well. So how you love one another and things like that can be so, so important. It isn't necessarily just a job that makes you, who you are, right? There's so many other facets that make you who you are. And I think it's just about that's one small piece of that, and then there's all these other pieces. And so I think it's important for you to acknowledge that this week, that yes, you are proud of that, and that's wonderful, and it makes you feel so great, and that is something to be very proud of. But also, don't forget that you have so many other wonderful pieces that make you who you are, and that you're bringing to the table. So you acknowledging that will allow others to be able to acknowledge that as well. So that's beautiful. So as we move into the 22nd through the 31st, we have the Judgment card, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and then the King of Wands with the Justice card. They came out together. King of Wands with Justice. And then the Ten of Swords was on the bottom, end of a cycle. Okay, stick a fork in me, I'm done. And so, again, with this, I'm really feeling like there is like lock, stock, and barrel, like you're all in on something, okay? But I don't necessarily feel as though you're feeling like you have the choice to be all in. I feel as though this is something that you feel you like it's out of necessity. You feel like you have to be there. Maybe someone is kind of controlling the situation, right? Like, or has a significant influence maybe over the choices that you're making. So you have a little bit of like a limited choice. And so this is maybe feeling, contributing some of that to some of that feeling of, that down and out type feel that I got at the beginning of the month. But, again, it's about visiting here, before like a war is like started, right? It's about revisiting, having a conversation with someone about the teamwork aspect, right? Because with that Three of Pentacles in reverse, that teamwork is not making the dream work. And so maybe revisiting the goals. Do you guys have common goals, or is there a divide, Really coming back into focus and refocusing on, getting back together, revisiting the goals, and coming up with a game plan together, a strategy to meet those goals would be super important. But also kind of remind both you and this other party or other parties, other people, of like, what is the goal and how can we get there, and make sure that we're still having respect for one another, and getting to where we want to be. And then also, making sure that we're taking care of ourselves in the meantime too, emotionally, physically, and all of those things. So I feel that that's really important as we round out August for you. So again, with these cards here, we have the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles. I think it's going to be, those things that you've always done, they're not always going to work in terms of getting you where you want to go. And so you're going to get that stability and that security within yourself by changing things up this month, okay? You're really going to be sitting on your throne. You're going to have that beautiful job. You're going to, be more secure in yourself because you're starting to process your emotions. I feel big things for you this month, Aquarius. As always, I do a self-care card for all of the signs because I think self-care is so important. So as I tap into the energy for Aquarius, we pull out of the Sacred Self-Care deck the energy work card. So this also came up for Virgo this month. So I feel with all of the changes, everything that you're doing and processing these emotions and moving forward in a big way, and of course rising out of those ashes, right, with that phoenix, I feel like this is important because it's again about creating space for some of that new energy to meet you where you're at. And so really getting rid of all of that sludge within your chakras and moving forward. I feel like because when we talk about energy work, it's not just about getting like Reiki, which is great. I mean, if you feel inclined to reach out to a practitioner and get some angelic healing or some Reiki and things like that, that's all so wonderful and really, really beneficial because our physical body and our spiritual or ether body, right? Like they have a connection, and so we can get this dis-ease or feeling of discord within our body, and it can manifest itself within our body as a feeling, right? So we can get headaches when our crown chakra is off, or things like that. So we want to make sure that we are tapping into our energy, feeling our feels, where are we feeling discomfort, and what chakra is that associated with, and what can I do to help that? So this can be about aromatherapy. I think that would be super beneficial for you this month, Aquarius. It can be about sound healing, right? So really getting in touch and in tune with your body, and then spreading that outwardly into your spiritual space in terms of making sure that you're having time to yourself in peace and quiet, and being by the water again this month, right? So bringing that all back into balance for yourself is really important as you welcome in these new energies and shed these old things. So beautiful energy here for you, Aquarius, for August, and I do so hope that this resonates for you. If it does, please do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have another Aquarius that you know that's near and dear to your heart, please share this with them so they can benefit from hearing the message as well. As always, I'll be back with another read for you guys again soon, and if you're interested in your own personal reading, you can hit me up at enhantedemeraldny@gmail.com. I've also posted the Facebook and my website in the link below if you're interested in your own personal reading, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.